If you're new to my YouTube channel, well, so am I, because this is my first YouTube video. Started off this morning, I just got off work, but I need to go set a trap to catch a groundhog. I am what you call an NWCO, which is a nuisance wildlife control operator, and fancy way of saying that I catch critters that people don't want in their yards anymore. So today, I have a few traps set out for some things, and now I need to go set up a trap for this guy to catch a groundhog. So I'm using cabbage and actually a little fruit cup that I have just because they're extra and need to be gotten rid of. So we're going to start off by cutting this cabbage up. This isn't how Gordon Ramsay would do it, but this is how we're going to do it because it's quick and easy. We're going to do it right here on the back on top of my trunk of my all-purpose vehicle. It's a 2015 Hyundai Sonata that I bought new, but now I haul around dead animals in the back of it and everything else, so I'll never be able to resell it. But anyway, let's cut this up and get ready to go set that trap. Boom, quick and easy. Okay, so first things first, I already watched back that first clip that I recorded in the garage, cutting up the cabbage, and realized that I had my head completely cut out. But I'm just gonna chalk it up to first video mishaps because I don't feel like re-recording that, and chopping the cabbage was a pretty important part of catching this groundhog. So sorry, I'll do better next time. Now where we're at is I'm at this house where a person is having a groundhog issue. It's also woods that I have squirrel hunted quite a few times. But pressure is on. The pressure is on because this is actually my boss's house. My boss at my day job. I do the animal trapping on the side, and I have a few other jobs, but I work for the sheriff's office as a 911 dispatcher, and then I also work for a church as a youth pastor. But this is my boss. This is the sheriff where I live, and so pressure is on. He wants me to catch this animal. We're going to catch this animal, but to start off, I got to figure out where he is. So looking for the burrow now. That's why I'm walking around. We'll find this burrow, and then I'll show you how to set up the trap. Looking around, I may have to call him, but he had described it as he was kind of behind one of the buildings. What they tend to do is dig down under a building. They get under your foundation and stuff like that, and over time can cause your building to start to shift funny, and your foundation can crack and all kinds of things. They'll also cause little booby traps that your animals can fall into and hurt themselves. Farmers that raise cows and horses, stuff like that, they hate them. They can leave holes that your livestock and stuff will step into, break their legs, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they're just a nuisance animal. They're basically a big ground squirrel. Okay, so like I said, chopped up this cabbage. I actually had these extra fruit cups that were being thrown away at work that I brought. And this is just a basic live cage trap. Still has some cabbage in it from a groundhog I actually caught earlier this week, but hey, it's not gonna hurt anything. I think I mentioned this before, groundhogs are herbivores. Basically means they eat plants. So if you can just throw out anything that's kind of different than the grass and stuff that they normally eat, it tends to attract them. I did a whole lap around the building. This is the only entrance and exit that I can see. Groundhogs don't have great vision. Also, again, they're attracted to things that are a little bit different than what they're normally eating. That's why the cabbage and fruit's supposed to be like the like for sure bait. But I've had really good luck with cabbage. Like I said, I'm cheap, and cabbage is super cheap. I bought this on a sale because it was about to go bad even, and so keeps my costs down. But anyway, first things first, you can come in here. These traps have a little safety hook. I can go ahead and set, keeps the door from going down. I'll start off, put that in my pocket. Start off just by putting some cabbage down in the back of the trap. That's where I want to put the bulk of our bait so that it has a reason to go in there. But then beyond that, I kind of spread some right from the hole where I'll find it, the trail back to the cage. A trail got choked up. A trail back to the cage. He'll come out nibbling. It'll lead him in. On these traps, what we have is a little hook right here that when it is set, it holds that plate up. You make sure you take the safety hook off, because I've done that before. Set a trap, left the safety hook on, came back, all my bait was eaten, meaning that the animal, the critter went right in, ate all the food, walked out. But since I have the safety hook off, what'll happen is there's a trigger plate right there. When the animal comes in, it'll step on that trigger plate, pulls this arm back, the little hook that's holding the door up will release. Let's see. Boom. Dropping it. There's no way the animal can get back out. Okay. Like I said, groundhogs are stupid animals, but they're also very cautious animals. So he has a big opening here. And what I've started to do is I'll just put it right in the path, but I'll also kind of build a tunnel just out of stuff that's around, which will, like a cattle gate, kind of steer the animal right into where I want him to be. I'll use some sticks. This stick is already here. Kind of put it here. Kind of move the sheriff's bird bath over. Just kind of things that'll push it that way. Perfect right there. And hopefully that'll steer him into the trap anyway. So hopefully I can get in the woods, do some deer hunting this afternoon, and you guys can come do that with me too. I almost forgot. I was gonna add this little fruit cup. All right, so it's actually, looks like it's about to start raining, so I had to get inside and check the weather. I really hope it doesn't rain. I haven't been able to sit many times this year so far, but I really want to get out and do some deer hunting today. Okay, like I said earlier, my plans were to go hunting today. Again, the all-purpose hunting day. And I've made it out here. Out a little bit earlier than normal, because these are woods that I'm not actually set up to be in. And I have permission, but I didn't do a ton of scouting. I didn't get in and get a stand. So the other day I drug a climber out here, but then I forgot my saw at home, so I couldn't get that climber up into the tree. Today I have a saw. Today I've packed snacks. I think I've remembered everything that I need to hopefully have a good sit. Deercast says that it's a great evening for hunting. I'm hoping that plays out. But I also, again, chalk it up to being new at YouTube. I don't have any kind of camera equipment or whatever to be in there while I'm hunting. I've already decided I'm not going to actually film the hunt. If I do hit something, you're most likely not going to see that. Don't have any kind of camera mounts, anything for that. But I will share a little bit with you about the process, and we'll get in there. So I saw this last time I was in here. I thought, hey, a little bit of sign that there's a dude moving in here. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think this is a buck getting to work too, right? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That's awesome. Let's go. Soybeans are over there where I entered the field. I don't go far in. I have this trail camera here. I'll go ahead and real quick show you the pictures of some bucks that I've seen right here. The thing is, I've only seen them like once each time. I've not seen a lot of repeat bucks, but we did see that nice sign when we first walked in. The trails in here look well worn, so I'm thinking it's good. What I need to do now is I've got a climber already leaning against a tree over there. I just have to find a good tree to get up that has some cover. Also, I'm not prepared to make a lot of shooting lanes, so I need some natural shooting lanes. But I did bring my saw. Hopefully it'll help me get a little bit higher up the tree. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, so here's what it's like to hunt with Jeff. I came out here last time, forgot my saw, so I couldn't really get up in the tree because there was not a tree that didn't have a limb 6 feet and lower. So I sat on the ground. I still had a cool encounter with a doe I can tell you about later. But came out this time, ran through the checklist so many times in my head, and I get out here and I forgot my safety harness. So I'm in a tree, but I'm only at a height where, it's probably gonna hurt, but I'm not gonna die if I fall. I'm 6'6", and I could almost grab the base of my stand if I stood flat on the if I stood flat on the ground and reached up. So I feel like I'm still at a safe distance, but still no harness. Hashtag don't try that at home. Also, brought a drill and all this stuff because I was in a hurry and I wanted just to pump it in quick, so I could drill a hole right here to mount a bow hanger, because again, this is Big Jeff Outdoors. I'm 6'6", almost 400 pounds. Some people don't even think I should be using a climbing stand, but there's not a lot of room in it, so I don't want to hold on to the bow. I want a bow hanger. I brought the drill, got the hole in. I left the bow hanger in my car back at the road, a few hundred yards away. And then also, trying to be as camouflaged as possible, I left one of my gloves somewhere. So I don't know. I'm still feeling good about this. I had a really good doe encounter last time with some does that just passed just out of shooting range. That doe encounter was a doe who just hung out within 12 yards of me, kind of circled me. She knew I was here, but wasn't exactly sure if I was bad or I was dressed like this and just still right at the base of the tree that I'm at now. Over here I have a trail camera, and there's a lot of sign of them coming in there, and then right out the woods over there and into the beans that are on either side here. And so I'm positioned that I have a 20-yard or less shot right there. Another thing is not a lot of coverage for me to choose from, because if I really chose a tree that was covered, there wasn't any good shooting lanes. I haven't been out here with a pole saw to make that happen. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. Again, I don't have a good way to record while I'm hunting. Maybe in the future, if people come to this video, I'll tell my wife that if this video gets 5,000 views, which is more friends than I have, so that means people on YouTube are actually finding the video. And it's not just people who love me giving me sympathy watches, but 5,000 views, and I'll start investing in a little bit of low-key, I'm not diving in, but low-key camera gear to make this a little bit cooler videos. Anyway, say a prayer for me. The good Lord will provide, and my family's gonna eat some venison this year. If they come in, where I've been seeing them on camera, is coming in from right over my shoulder here, walking in front of that trail camera. I'm getting a little jumpy because I'm so anxious to be out here. It's only my second time to get to sit this season. Just such a weird season and busy at my house. But I'm anxious. Now it's getting to be that hour where the squirrels are going crazy. And I keep trying to not jump and look, only to realize that it's just a squirrel anyway. So, but anyway, it's early. I like to get in really early. I just love to be out here for one. And so even just sitting here and listening to the squirrels, and I start seeing the squirrels, especially on a day like this, temperature's perfect. I don't think the wind's actually in my favor, which kind of stinks. But it's one of those things where when you have limited, you're like me, I'm not a big landowner. I've had a hard time finding leases because where I live in Southern Illinois, everything's leased up or owned, and hunters from all over the country are here. And so when I have a spot, I have a couple spots now that I've got locked in, but those are my spots. And so it's either deal with the wind or not, do your best and hope for the best. And, what they say, a bad day in the woods is better than no day in the woods. So it's kind of my strategy. I knew I'd been seeing them here. I just try to push the wind out of my mind and get up here and do what I gotta do to hopefully put some meat on the ground. So we've still got about an hour and a half of shooting light. This is when activity normally starts to pick up, and I just started to feel some raindrops. There's also something 100% moving back here. Just heard it. I'm hoping it's not one of those 200-pound squirrels trampling through the leaves. But again, I don't have good wind today. It kind of keeps changing direction on me. I don't see anything, but I hear something. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Just an update. It's raining. There's a small percentage chance that it's going to come down harder, and we'll see what happens. But also it could mean that they're going to start moving. Any change in that barometric pressure, all that stuff. I don't know. I ain't no scientist. I just know what I've seen. And before and after rain, I see activity. So let's see what happens. Alright, that's about it for shooting light. Came down, got this little climber. Came down. We're going to go ahead and inch out of the woods. It's a work night for me, so although if I was giving somebody advice, I would say stay till you absolutely can't see, and then work your way out by flashlight. But I've got to go home, eat dinner with the family, and get ready for work, so I stayed about the last minute I could. I'm going to come in here either after I tag out or when the season's over and annihilate some squirrels. I love them. I love squirrel hunting, so I'm, low-key kind of excited to know this spot's filled up with them. But also it's kind of, just drives you crazy sitting up here and just hearing these squirrels. And everywhere you're like, okay, is that one? Is that the deer I'm after creeping through the woods? Or nope, more squirrels. You know how it is though. All right, I'm gonna pack up and get back to the car. Field. You can see him. I think it's just a couple does. Oh. Look right here. Why did they come out? Sorry. Some more does, I believe. But I gotta get margin out of the woods. So they've definitely seen me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going. My car is the other way. Pick my bow back up and get out of here. See if it sure can work. Come out. gear last minute. There they go. See you guys. These does over here. I've seen something's up, but they're not taking off. I don't know. Alright, so just so the day isn't a complete wash, but it's not really. You know how hunting goes. You're not going to go out there and get one every time. If you did, it would be called killing, not hunting. But I would like to get something today, so let's go check that groundhog trap we set this morning. Alright, in truth, nope, no groundhog, wasted trip. I do think, this is just from experience, no science behind it, that sometimes me setting up the trap is enough disturbance to make them just burrow up for a day or two where they really want to come out. Also, the colder it gets, they start to get a little bit more lethargic. Like, they don't get out and do much. So they eat maybe every other day, every 2 days. But we'll see. Not giving up. The groundhog's gonna get caught. All right, I've decided to go ahead and wrap this video up. I have a whole list of things that I'd love to do for YouTube videos. This one kind of got a little long, got a little away from me, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. No catch, clean, and cook. There's no venison on the ground. No groundhog to take home to my wife. But the season's just beginning. Deer season's just beginning. Got a lot of season ahead of us. I hope to be able to vlog a lot of it and share it on here. A lot of trapping ahead of us. I'm a nuisance trapper now, but the actual trapping season's about to come in. But if you like hunting, fishing, trapping, outdoors, hiking, camping content, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope I can put some more out there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but it just seemed like a lot of fun and I wanted to try it. So again, thank you for making it to this point. And remember, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.